review mechanism. Because if you're talking about states participating in the review mechanism, states are not self-elected. States are put in power by citizens who have faith in the operation of that proposed government that is later put in in power. And I think my problem as a media person evaluating this mechanism is that the assumption when we talk about state is that the powers that be decide for themselves how they should review themselves, but what about talking to the person on the ground to actually feed back information? Just one last thing, Mukelani, you were talking about the issue of access to information not only being a media issue, and I must say that as the AMI we fully agree on this. Freedom of information is not only about the media, but it's about the people, and it must be a national priority. And perhaps tomorrow during the open governance and the open data session, I will talk about how the media is re-evaluating this and how we are implementing systems that not only involve the media, but citizenry and everyone, basically, in terms of how they can access to information, opening up channels, opening up the formats, for the information. And lastly, on the open governance government partnership, we are talking about how African states have committed and how South Africa is one of the first countries that was a signatory for this. However, there are still problems in the system. For example, the vagueness of the commitment of the countries on the OGP. South Africa, for example, is saying that they are committing to open governance. However, they'll be involved as a rollout to the programs that are already in existence in their country. We don't know what programs these are. We don't know in which sectors. How are these sectors involved, and how do these programs affect the people on the ground? And this morning, Father Leonard Chiti actually did mention that they have a problem as ODAC with the Open Government Partnership, and I would also like to second this and support it, because in their last review they did mention that civil society is not involved, and if they are involved, the level of involvement is not given weight within the Open Government Partnership mechanism. So perhaps if we can address those issues as we are talking to access to